There we go. All right, so go ahead and find a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like, feels like to you. Could be just cross-legged in regular Sukhasana, or if you have good flexibility, lotus with one foot up to the hip or both feet up to the hip. If you're not comfortable with those legs crossed, you can always choose another version, extend them out or take them out a little bit further in front of you. Just take a place, find a place so that you can close your eyes, take a few minutes, slow down that body, that mind, that breath. Sitting up nice and tall, each vertebrae stacked one on top of the other, creating some length and some lift through that spine. And just welcoming in our morning. Maybe you've been up for a while, maybe you're just getting up, so whatever that might be for you. But just take a minute to relax that body, relax that mind. Maybe you woke up with that head spinning with lots of thoughts and things to do. Maybe you jumped out of bed, maybe you slowly rolled out of bed. But whatever the start to your day was, let's make this another start, another way to be grateful to ourselves and our bodies for being here. Just taking a few more nice deep breaths, settling in. Try to lengthen and deepen each breath as you relax a little bit. The next time you inhale, taking a nice long lift through the top of the head. As you exhale, lower that chin to your chest. And once again, as you inhale, lifting that chin up off that chest. And then as you exhale, lower that chin again. So just moving that head with that chin coming towards that chest, just up to our neutral position. Taking a little active stretch to the back of the neck. And bring that head back up to center as you inhale, lifting up through the top of the head. As you exhale, right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale, bring that head through center. Exhale, left ear to the left shoulder. And then continuing, taking that head just from side to side. Through neutral, over to one side. And then taking that right ear over to the right shoulder, press that left shoulder down and away. Create some space to the side of the neck as best as you can. Keeping the chin lifted and back for a moment. And then let's just tilt that chin down a little bit towards that right shoulder. The stretch goes a little bit further to the back of the neck. And then lifting that chin up, relaxing that shoulder, bring that head up through center, and take the left ear to the left shoulder again. First, start by pushing that right shoulder down and away, create some space, side of the neck. And then tilting that chin down just a little bit towards that left shoulder. And then lifting that chin back up, taking that head back to center. And then once again, drop that chin forward, stretch through the back of the neck. And then gently rocking that head out side to side, right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Just gently rock that head. A little bit looser, a little bit more limber now. And then bring that chin back down towards that chest. And once again, as you inhale, lifting that chin above that chest, you can open those eyes, not already open. Good morning, hands down by your side. Inhale them up and exhale and fold forward, seated forward fold, head, chest, and body. Coming as far forward as you can go. Just let those hips open, knees drop out to the side, let that back open and stretch. Just taking a nice gentle forward fold. Breathe here. If you feel a lot of resistance in here or in any of our postures, feel free to back out a little bit. If you feel a little bit of release, feel free to go a little deeper. And always remember to breathe. And if you're having a hard time inhaling and exhaling when you're asked, Just breathe. Worst thing you can do is hold your breath. Lack of oxygen to the muscles can make them cramp, and lack of oxygen to that brain can make you pass out. So better off just to breathe. One more nice deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And then as you inhale to tighten up that belly, lift that head up and bring ourselves all the way up. And then we're going to take those legs together in front of us into bound angles. So soles of the feet together. And then from here, once again, we're going to fold forward, and you have lots of options here. You can keep the hands at the ankles. You can release the arms forward, but inhale, nice long spine, lifting up. And then as we exhale, folding forward. So hinging from the hips. And if you've got really good flexibility, you can take the arms out and let the knees drop out. But if you want to get more of an inner thigh stretch, you can take those hands to the ankles or the outsides of the feet and use those elbows to push those knees out. But again, with a little bit of a hinge and a little bit of a forward fold. Continue to breathe. And then from here, nice deep breath, tight core, belly in, head up, and all that spine comes up together. All right, now let's extend those legs all the way out in front of us. Nice long legs. Inhale those arms up. And once again, exhale, folding forward. So taking that forward fold, let those hamstrings stretch, let that back stretch, bring it in all together. And always, if you want, you can grab a hold of those legs, pull yourself in. If you have props, you can use those, put them around your feet. Do what works. Taking a couple nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. And then once again, nice deep breath, head up, tight core all the way up. We gotta take that right leg and cross it over the left. So keeping that left leg extended. Go ahead and take that left arm. You can grab a hold of that leg if you like, pull it in. Inhale that right arm up. We're gonna exhale, we're gonna take it behind us and take a twist back. If you like, you can pull that leg in and across, get a little stretch to the outside of that right leg. Just taking that twist and rotation through that torso to take the gaze over the shoulder or back behind the shoulder. Either to the side or behind you. And then from here, just go ahead and gently untwist. And then from here, taking that right leg, putting it on the inside of that left leg. So we just come to a fold again. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. So now we've got that right knee pushing out to the side. Maybe that leg's all the way on the ground. Maybe that inner thigh is stretching a little bit more. Just folding over. And breathe. And once again, with a nice tight core, belly in, head up. Let's bring ourselves all the way up to center. Extend that right leg and cross that left leg over. So now the other side, get yourself situated, that foot flat on the ground. Again, you can either just place that hand there if you want to hug that arm, that leg in with that arm. Inhale that left arm up and exhale, place it down behind you as you twist and look over that shoulder. Again, too, if you want to feel a little bit more of a stretch through that left leg, you would pull that left leg in with that, using that right arm. Feel a stretch through the outside of the leg, that T-band, maybe even back through the buttocks. And as we gently unwind that spine, take that left leg again, placing it on anywhere on the inside of that right leg. Inhale the arms up, exhale, fold it. Again, folding forward, taking a second, find a place, get a little stretch through the legs, through the back. And then once again, nice deep breath. Inhale, head up, chest up, and all that body comes up together. All right, one more time. Let's extend both legs. Inhale up and exhale and fold forward. And then once again, to help support that back, nice deep breath, belly in, head up, and all that spine comes up together. All right, girls, let's go ahead and come up onto our hands and our knees for a couple cat-cows. Hands are going to go underneath the shoulders, and those knees are going to go underneath the hips. And we're about shoulder width and we're about hip distance apart as we round that back and bring that chin in towards your chest. And to bring the chin into the chest, and you round that back, go ahead and take those shoulder blades and try and pull them apart. And as we reverse, that curled tailbone lifts up behind us, gaze comes slightly forward as we make our way into cow. And now we're pulling those shoulder blades together. And then round and reverse, inhale and exhale. As you just stretch that spine, as you flex and extend, going at your own pace. Just breathe. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way to a neutral spine, whatever a flat back might be for you. And maybe we're going to scoot the hands a little bit further forward to curl our toes and make our way into our downward facing dog. So if we come into a down dog, pushing back through those heels. If it feels good, you can bicycle those legs out, pushing back through each heel, alternating if you'd like, or whatever's going to get you to be able to settle in. And then holding your down dog. Just holding it here, settling in, taking a few deep breaths. And then from here, go ahead and look towards those hands and just walk those feet up towards those hands and come to a standing forward fold. So head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings and lengthening that back, trying to draw it all together. And also too here, if it feels good, you can shift the weight, bend one knee, straighten one leg, whatever feels good. As the back of the body stretches a little more, and then when you're ready, equal weight pulling through both legs. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, let's inhale to a flat back. Gaze comes out just over those feet. Hands can go to the shins, or they can stay on the ground, whatever works. But I want you to take that spine nice and long from the hip all the way through the crown of the head. And you push the hamstrings back behind you. And then as we release back to our forward fold, next we'll come up to standing. Inhale, head up, chest up, flat back, arms come up. As we make our way all the way up to standing, and we can go ahead and bring those hands together at our heart center. And then as we move into a little bit of balance, if you need help with balance, you can find something at home that you can hold on to if you need that. If not, you can go unassisted. But first, we're just going to start off though with our feet about hip distance apart, nice solid ground. And just inhale, bringing the arms up. And then exhale, bringing the hands down. And then the next time we inhale up, we're going to rise up onto the balls of the feet. And then bringing the hands down and around. And then the next time we inhale and come up onto the balls of the feet, instead of coming back down onto the heels, we're going to bend the knees and we're just going to lower ourselves down into a toe squat. So I'm just going to turn sideways so you guys can see, got those heels lifted, and I'm just lowering myself down into a toe squat. So I'm just bouncing on the balls of my feet. Once I get here, I'm taking myself up nice and upright, trying to keep those shoulders stacked over the hips versus leaning forward. So try and take yourself up, up, up. And don't be afraid to come and try and balance here because you are very close to the ground. So if you go anywhere, you're likely going backwards. All right, but if you do have knee problems, you can always just stand up and do a chair pose. But if you can, come into that toe squat, come balance, come hold. If you need extra challenge for balance, close your eyes. Always add something else different. And then when we're ready, we're trying to stay on the balls of those feet. We're going to lift ourselves back up. all the way to standing, and then release and come off. And bring it down, shake it out, whatever you need to do. This next up, we're gonna keep both feet out flat on the ground this time. Inhale the arms up, and then we're gonna exhale and sit back into chair. So we're gonna bend into the knees. As you bend into the knees, keeping the chest lifted, arms lifted, and just bend as if you're sitting back into that imaginary chair. So now keeping both feet flat on the ground, bending into those knees. More work for those legs as you come into chair and hold here. Trying to keep that chest lifted. One more breath. And then release to a forward fold. Head, chest, body, come towards those legs. If it feels good, you can bicycle those legs out. And keep in mind, your orientation, you don't have to move and turn around as I do. I'm just moving around so you guys can see what's going on. And so I have room in my space. And then when you're ready, equal weight, pulling up through both legs in that forward fold. And then let's place those hands down. Let's walk or jump into a plank. So coming into a nice strong plank, belly's pulled in nice and tight from the heads to the hips to the feet. Nice, strong, long line. Let's come to a nice strong plank. While we're here, let's lift one leg. So just lift one leg up and hold. Pull that belly in. If you need to modify your plank, you can always feel free to come to a knee. All right, so if you need to, and then put that leg down, the other leg extends. So toes or knees, whatever works is good with me. And then both feet are down. From here, we're in chaturanga. We're gonna slowly lower down like we're doing a tricep push-up. Bend the elbows and then lifting to our up dog, lifting up front of the thighs to the tops of the feet, lifting that chest, and then to your down dog. Curl your toes, lift your hips, and push back into those heels. So coming into our down dog, holding it here, pushing that body weight back into those heels, chest pushes away from the arms. Keep in mind your down dog is a resting posture. If it's not quite so restful for you, you can choose to go to child's pose instead. Okay, so you know where that is. Take a couple breaths, inhale, exhale. And then we're lifting the right leg up behind us, just as high as you can go. You're gonna bend that knee underneath the body. In between the hands is where we're aiming to get it. If it didn't get where it needed to be, pick it up, move it. And we're gonna come down onto that back knee. So we're gonna lower down. If you are on a hard surface or need extra cushion, grab a towel, grab a pillow, bring yourself up into a low lunge. Pillows are fantastic. Sorry, going to get my pillow. Pillows are fantastic for knee support. So if you need it, use it. Don't be afraid to use that cushion, because if your knee is lacking cushion, you being on your knees all the time on hard surfaces is not going to create that cushion. It's actually just going to make your knees worse. So don't be afraid to use it. All right, so here we've got that front knee over the ankle, maybe even a little bit behind. What you want to avoid though is pushing that knee out over that ankle. All right, so they're overstretching in that knee and just in that high lunge. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands down onto the inside of that foot. And then from here, we're going to walk ourselves down onto the forearms if we can. Right now, keeping a flat foot for a moment. Just trying to come into that leg. Holding it here, whatever works for you. And then from here, if you'd like, you can drop onto the inside of the back of the foot, let the knee drop out as you walk yourself down and in. So trying to take that hip into that stretch into that hip, finding that place where you are comfortable. If you can walk the arms out, go feel free. Walk them out all the way to take yourself down and rest on the ground. You come to the forearms. But what we're aiming for is a stretch on the inside of that right hip. And then from here, nice deep breath, inhale. Let's bring ourselves back up, all the way up. And as we come all the way up, we're just gonna sit back, straighten out that leg. And then from here, we've got that leg long. First start with that foot flexed. And then let's just fold over that leg. So folding over that leg. Now, if you need more of a stretch for that right hamstring, you can point the toe. If you've got really good super flexibility, you can slide that back leg back to some splits. But if just flexing and folding works for you, hold it right there. Now that right hamstring to a nice, fantastic stretch. Back of that right leg, where we're feeling it. Hold yourself. And continue to breathe. One more breath. And then if those hands aren't down beside that leg, go ahead and bring those hands down beside your leg. We're going to lift ourselves up and we're going to come up into a high lunge. If you do have any pillows or anything, you might want to move them. Get yourself up into a high lunge. Lifting ourselves up all the way up. And just coming to that high lunge. Same thing applies here. You bend into that knee. If you can see yourself, take a look. Knee over the ankle, a little behind. Just don't want it out over that ankle. If you can't, have no way of measuring and seeing yourself, just take a look for those toes. If you can still see them without having to go look for them, you're probably good. So just bending into those knees, holding it here. One more nice deep breath. And then make our way into warrior two. So dropping onto the inside of the back foot, open up the arms, back leg comes straight. We bend into that front knee. So reaching long, right here, squeeze between the shoulder blades, looking out over those front fingertips, and breathe. Same thing here, knee, look for the toes, make sure you can still see them. Just trying to stay here. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, we're going to cartwheel those hands down. Take those hands down beside that foot. We're going to send that leg back behind us, where we started with that leg extended behind us, and then come forward to a one-legged plank. So before we raised a leg, we came and hold. But here we're just going to hold for just a couple breaths. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. And then slowly chaturanga, slowly lower down. Release that leg, lifting up to your up dog, and then curl your toes to your downward facing dog. We go. So coming into that down dog, regroup, realign, do whatever you need to do, get yourself together, moving to the other side in a moment. So get comfy. And again, if this doesn't work for you, down dog, child's pose is a fantastic place to also rest and also still get a stretch if you need to. And then when you're ready, lift that left leg up behind you, nice and high. And then again, bend that knee, swing it forward. You need to get it in between the hands. Didn't get there, pick it up and move it. If you need your pillow, grab it. Coming down onto that back knee, into that low lunge. So bringing the arms up, get comfy, come and hold. And just breathe. And just come into that low lunge, find some stability. Breathe. And if you're looking for any challenge with any postures that we do, easiest thing to do to add challenge is just to close your eyes. Because even with ourselves planted on the ground, closing those eyes, that adds a much different element. And then let's take those hands down onto the inside of that leg. Walk them down, walk down. Again, getting into that left hip now, that left hip flexor. Or if you have another leg in front, whatever leg is in front. And then too, if you'd like, let the knee drop out to the side so you can see the underside of the foot, knee dropping out, and then walk yourself down even more. So just digging deep into that hip. Taking a couple nice deep breaths. And just continue to breathe. Doing a great job, keep it up. Awesome. I love it. I have Amy's sister Emily joined us today. Thanks for joining us, Emily. My niece Sabrina is there. My sister usually is here, but she's said she was going to be late. We'll see if she shows up. I know she will if she can. All right, one more nice deep breath. And And then let's just walk ourselves back, coming all the way up. And again, as we flex that foot, we're going to spring start from a nice long spine and just fold over that leg. So holding it here, nice long leg, flex that foot. And again, if you need, point the toe to stretch that hamstring, whatever's going to give you the best stretch. And the rest of you, if you're not related by blood, we're still all family anyways, right, girls? That's right. So just continue to breathe, inhale, exhale. Couple more nice deep breaths. And then from here, go ahead and put your body weight back forward beside that foot. Got knee pillows and everything, move them out, bring yourself up into that high lunge. So just inhale, lift that chest, bring yourself up to our high lunge just for a moment. Bend into those knees, reach long with those arms. And then back leg, drop onto the inside of it, open up the hips, open up the arms, and come into your warrior two. So coming into that warrior two, squeeze those shoulder blades together, reach long, gaze out over those fingertips. Or if you have neck issues, I always say, look anywhere it's comfortable for you. If you're not comfortable keeping that head to the side, keep that gaze forward, do what works best for you. Take a look and look for those toes. Take a look at that knee placement. And the best way to manage that knee placement so that knee doesn't go out over that ankle is if the legs are closer together because you need them for more stability, you just don't bend the knee as much. All right, because the further you bend the knee, further out it goes, more stable than you are, then the more you can bend into that knee. And then from here, cartwheeling those hands down. Let's send that left leg back behind us to our down dog splits. Angle forward to that plank with that leg extended. So three plank, three-legged. Hold, belly in, tight, tight, tight. One more breath. And then from here, chaturanga to your up dog. And then when you're ready, curl your toes. Make your way into your downward facing dog. So coming back into that down dog, pushing that body weight back into those heels. And then next up, we will be making our way into pigeon. I will show you an option if this doesn't work for you on your back. We can do a figure four, but for the rest of you, we'll get there first from here. So extend that right leg up. We're gonna bend that right knee, aim it towards the right wrist, and we're gonna bring ourselves down. So as we come into that pigeon, so you bring that leg underneath the body, turn around so you can see. Ideal pigeon is with that leg from the hip to the knee to the foot out at a 45-degree angle. All right, I got less than 45 because I don't have a lot of flexibility. But what's the most important thing is you don't want to be rolling over to try and get that leg forward and taking that, twisting that spine. So you want to keep yourself upright, even if that means there's a lot of room beneath you here. So just find that place, that back leg is nice and long. Before we take our pigeon down, before we come all the way down, let's go ahead and bring that back leg in. If you can, grab the ankle and pull it in. So here still too, I'm not twisting that spine. Think about the hips as headlights. They're still both pointed forward. So if you can, grab the ankle, pulling it in towards the body to stretch through the front of the thigh. Quadricep, getting a nice big stretch. And then from here, releasing that leg. And now we're gonna come down and relax into our pigeon. Come down, rest that forehead. Sorry, I forgot, I told you, if you stay there, if you needed another option, what you can do is you can do a reclining pigeon here in a figure four, okay? So that is an option if this does not work for you in some modified form. But if you can, settle down, rest that forehead. You will feel a lot of stretching going on, especially in that right leg or the bent leg. Maybe in the inner thigh, maybe in the outer thigh, maybe in the top of the leg, maybe in the back of the leg. Just depends, but and maybe in the buttocks. This is an intense stretch, pigeon is, but just try and settle in. Take a moment to enjoy what's going on. Take a couple more nice deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, nice deep breath, inhale, head up. And let's just walk those hands in a little bit closer to the body. Curl that back toe. Send that right leg back behind you. Before we go to the other side, bend the knee and let the heel drop over to the left. So just bend it, open up that hip the other way. And then let's place that foot down. Push equal weight back into your down dog. Come forward to our plank. Through plank, we smooth each other over to your up dog. And then to your down dog again. Again, if down dog's not working for you, feel free to modify, take child's pose. Do what works for you. And then when you're ready, lift that left leg up behind you. Nice and high. Lifting that left leg. And then left knee comes towards the left wrist. So again, find a place to get comfy. And I'm fine if you want to try and pull that leg up and forward, just as long as you're not rolling to the side to try and accommodate. If you want to try and get it there and then get both those hips, again, squared and forward. Think about them as headlights, and they're both pointing forward. So just find that place you can get comfy. Take a second, take a nice long extended pigeon here. And then two, if you can, again, bring that right ankle in. Grab the ankle of the foot. If you can't, you can always just keep it long, or if you want to just bend, you can hold. Or if you have a towel or something to wrap around the ankle, if you're talented, you can get it around that ankle and help pull it in. But again, just to get a stretch through the front of the right leg, quadricep. And then when you're ready, release. And didn't say this on the other side, but if you had a hard time lying all the way down and getting down to the ground, if you did have your pillow, you could always take that pillow and just rest and relax on that. So just doing what works for you, what works best. If you can, find a place, settle in, settle to the work that's coming out of that left leg, or whatever leg is bent, is where that belly and most of that stretching is going to come. Continue to breathe, inhale, exhale. Especially if the stretches are feeling intense, make sure you keep that breath moving through that body. A couple more nice deep breaths. And then with a nice deep inhale, lift that head up, walk those hands in, curl that toe, lift that leg up behind you. And again, bend that knee, let the heel drop out and open to the other side. So now just taking that hip, taking it up for a little stretch, a little more work in that stretch. And then release, putting that foot down from here, come forward to our plank, through plank. Once again, lower down to your up dog. One last time to your downward facing dog. So coming into that down dog, pushing that body weight back into those heels, chest away from the arms, and hold yourself. And then from here, we're all going to come to our knees, feet together into our child's pose. So sitting back onto those legs, extend those arms, and just give that body a nice big stretch. And then from here, lifting the head up just a little bit and lifting forward a little bit, because we're just gonna take the knees nice and wide. So just widen those knees. Maybe if you do have a mat, as wide as your mat. So just take a little bit wider child pose and sit back. So feeling a little bit different stretch here as you take those knees a little wider. All right, maybe feeling those inner thighs a little bit more. Just a little bit more stretch, a little different. And just sit back and breathe. And then from here again, nice deep breath, inhale, head up, and go ahead and walk those hands back. And then from here, we're just gonna cross those legs and sit back. All right. And we've got one more for those hips. And then we've got variations here on how to do these. We did these at the beginning, but with one leg extended and the other leg crossed over. But if you can, instead of extending that leg, keep that left leg crossed underneath and take the right leg over top, so into steer. But if you can't, you can extend that bottom leg. But if you can, cross that leg over, try to get those knees stacked one on top of the other and those ankles out to the side. All right, so coming into steer. Once you get yourself comfy wherever you are, lifting up, lengthening to the top of the head, and then folding forward. And if you want, you can take the arms forward. People who are extremely flexible in the hips can get those knees stacked and those legs splayed out and actually get their head on the ground. So if you're one of those people, go for it. I'm not, never will be, but this works for me. So all of this is just about knowing what we can do, what works for us, what works for our body, what we're capable of, and trying to improve, but knowing that everything's not going to be possible, and that's fine. That's not what yoga is about. Yoga is about what we can do for ourselves and our bodies and our minds. A couple more nice deep breaths. If you have, come forward, nice deep breath, inhale, head up. And all that spine comes up together, lean back, untwist. Before we go to the other side, let's just extend those legs, inhale and exhale and fold forward. So just give me a seated forward fold, just to let those legs get a quick stretch before we go to the other side. So once again, nice deep breath, inhale, head up. All right, and this time, right leg underneath, left leg over the top. So the other side, unless you were opposite of me before. So whatever works, figure it out. When you're ready, again, you can just stay here. If you want to fold forward, if you want to release the arms, feel free to do whatever works for you. Might feel a little bit more stretching on one side versus the other. Feel this through the side, through the back of the legs, the buttocks. Lots of stuff here. Stretching. Hopefully releasing. A couple more nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. And then from here again, nice deep breath. Inhale, head up, chest up. Let's go ahead, walk it all the way in. Little lean back. And then extend those legs. Actually, this time instead, let's go back to our bound angle where we were before. See if this one feels a little better now. Take the feet together. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. And again, knees can press out on the elbows, or you can release the arms and walk them forward. So breathe, continue to breathe. And then once again, nice deep breath, tight core, head up, chest up, all that body comes up together. All right, and as we make our way down onto the ground, making sure you have some space and some room around you. So just make sure you got some room to lie yourself down. So lengthen those legs. So it's just letting ourselves flop and fly back. Let's take a nice slow Pilates roll. And if you haven't been able to join me Wednesdays for Pilates, Wednesday, 10 o'clock, pop Pilates, 45 minutes. All right, we work that belly. Guess you come join us sometime. All right. And then from here, taking those hands down by your side. Let's take that right foot in, flex the foot, and pull that knee, hug it in towards the chest. So just flexing that foot, hands on the shin. Try not to put the hands on the knees and put pressure there, but just pull it in, keep that foot flexed to help protect the knee. Got the right knee in, and I'm going to keep the right hand on that shin. I'm going to release the left hand, and I'm going to let that knee drop out to the right. So just let that knee come out to the side, stretch into that inner part of the hip flexor. Continue to breathe. And then bring that leg to center, switch hands. So now the left hand grabs a hold, right hand releases, and you're just pulling that knee over to the left. Just where you feel a good stretch back through the buttocks, a little bit different through the leg. So just pull it over to where it feels good for you, and then find that place, just hold for a few breaths. Continue to breathe. And then slowly roll back to center. Release that leg. And then bringing that left knee in or the opposite leg in. Flex the foot. Again, grab a hold below the knee on the shin. Pull it in. And then from here, again, release the right hand. Left hand keeps a hold. Let the knee drop out to the left. So again, just holding that leg and supporting it and giving it to a place where it feels good for you to get a little more stretch. And then bringing it back to center. Again, switch legs, switch hands, and pull it over to the right across the body. Little stretch. And then bring it back to center, hands out over the head, reach, point, stretch, give that body a nice big long stretch. And then next up, bring those knees in towards the chest, grab a hold below the shin, the knees on the shins, and circle those knees one direction. Make our way into our final minutes of our practice. Go ahead and circle the other way. Or rock it out side to side, whatever works. All right, next up as we make our way into our final posture for Shavasana, I encourage you to get comfortable any way works for you, but traditional is corpse pose with the legs extended, arms are up, legs are just relaxed, toes can go out to the side, and just take a minute to close your eyes, find a place. You can just enjoy a few minutes of rest. A few minutes of peace, minutes of quiet, or whatever it is for you. Just take this minute or two, clear that body and that mind. Just keep those eyes closed and continue to breathe. Slowly bringing some awareness back into that body and that mind. Wiggle those toes, those fingers, hands, feet, arms, legs. Stretch, pet that doggy if he needs it. And when you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go to their left. Everybody else choose a side. Let a little bit of blood flow come back to that heart. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And again, that quote is, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And that's a quote from Winston Churchill. When you're ready, use your outside arm, push yourself back up to your seated position, back where we began our practice. And hopefully, as we're here, coming back to our day, hopefully you found a little bit of what you needed to get through that day. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. And hopefully we'll see you Wednesday for Pilates, and maybe if not, next Friday for yoga. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. I'll unmute you so I can say hi. Hi. Thank you guys for coming.
Katie.
Thanks,
Yes.
Katie.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Katie.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Katie.
Yeah, Amy, thanks for bringing your sister. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
She said something about a bad knee, so I don't know where she went.
I've been modifying, but it's been so good. I totally need it.
There she is. You're there. Where are
Yeah,
you,
she's
girl?
here.
Oh,
I'm
you're
here.
still
I'm
there.
here.
Good, good, good.
She's got her
Thanks.
video off. Yeah.
Thanks, Katie. It was great.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Don't we
Have a good
sound alike?
weekend.
Have a good weekend.
That's
Gracie,
funny.
hi.
Hi. I know I saw her when you were laying there in Shavasana. She's like, hello, pet me. Come on.
Head right up against my head the whole time.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like, oh, it's time for me. Oh, someone's here. Say hi.
Oh.
Yeah.